Hello, CA Inter students. This is a quick revision video of Accounting Standard 16 borrowing cost, which is one of the very important standards. So let's move on to the session. What we were saying, see, borrowing cost is very important. So when the standard talks about when this borrowing cost will be capitalized, normally we know that borrowing cost means finance cost. What is the treatment of finance cost? Finance cost will be transferred to P&L as an expense. Yeah, but A16 is talking something else. It's not about expensing or charging that finance cost to P&L, but they are talking about capitalization. Okay, so borrowing cost meaning we need to understand the meaning of QA. What is that QA? So you're all saying there qualifying asset, very good. And what is the meaning of substantial period of time? So first point, what is borrowing cost? So borrowing cost directly attributable towards acquisition, construction and production of a qualifying asset needs to be capitalized. Borrowing cost directly attributable towards ACP, acquisition, construction and production of a qualifying asset needs to be capitalized. So we need to know what is a qualifying asset. What is a qualifying asset? Asset that takes substantial period of time for its intended use. What is a qualifying asset? Asset that takes substantial period of time for its intended use. Okay. So what are the examples for substantial period of I mean what are the examples of qualifying asset that takes substantial period of time for its intended use? So first, what is substantial period of time? Is generally 12 months. However, a shorter period can also be treated as substantial period if it is justified. If the entity is able to justify 7 months as a substantial period for us or 8 months as a substantial period for us, then that 8 months interest can also be capitalized. So I didn't understand at all. So please repeat. Borrowing cost directly attributable towards acquisition, construction and production of a qualifying asset needs to be capitalized. Why? So the reason is matching concept. Nothing but matching concept. So you are constructing a building. The building will be ready only after, say for example, the cost of that building is 3 crores. The building will be ready only after 2 years. Okay, so 2 years construction time, you have a building and you are constructing a building of 3 crores and this building is financed by a loan. The building is financed by a loan of 3 crores. Say for example, 3 crores is the loan amount you have taken. Now you are paying interest from the first year onwards. Maybe from the next month onwards you will start paying interest or the interest starts accruing. So it's a directly attributable expenditure towards the asset because the loan is directly related to that building. Say for example, if the loan is directly related to that building and I am incurring expense is there, but do you have benefits from the building? Benefits will be received from the building only after 2 years. Do you have benefits from the building? No. The benefits will be received only after 2 years. Then expense also will recognize after 2 years. How come? This interest expenses you incurred, right? Yes, this interest expense which you are incurring, instead of charging to P&L, you capitalize it. You pass the entry interest to bank when you pay. So interest to bank or interest to payable. Generally, your next entry is P&L to interest. Don't record it as P&L to interest. You record it as asset to interest. Are you getting? Is it clear? Instead of passing it as P&L to interest, you should pass the entry as asset to interest. Okay, 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 okay. But on every asset, can I do this? On every asset, can I do this? For every um, um, uh, loans, can I do this? So the standard says no. Understand, borrowing cost attributable towards acquisition, product, construction or production of a qualifying asset only can be capitalized. Qualifying asset is an asset that takes substantial period for its intended use, like a building. Today I started constructing, tomorrow building is ready. Such a scenario arises? No. Installing or assembling heavy plant and machineries, uh, qualifying asset. Okay, fine, fine, fine. So substantial period of time, generally it should take 12 months to get ready, but if it is less than 12 months, what I'll tell you is, if the question says 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, go for an assumption. Write the assumption and write, say, along with the answer, you should write, assumed that 8 months is considered as substantial period of time. 8 months is a substantial period of time. Okay. So is that meaning part clear for you? Yes. Borrowing cost directly attributable to, you should study this language. Borrowing cost directly attributable to ACP should be capitalized. Understood. Now, the second one. Borrowing cost to be capitalized depends on the type of loan. That is, how much borrowing cost can be capitalized. എത്ര borrowing cost വരെ capitalize ചെയ്യാം? How much borrowing cost can be capitalized? So borrowing cost to be capitalized depends on the type of loan. Borrowing cost to be capitalized depends on the type of loan. So what are the types of loans? What are the types? So loans are divided into two types. For the purpose of capitalization or identifying the amount to be capitalized, loans are divided into two types. Specific loan, general loan. What is specific loan? Loan directly related, or the loan is specifically related to, the asset. Asset. Very good. Loan is specifically related to the asset. So how much interest can be capitalized? So you have an asset in its construction period. You have an asset in its construction period and you have a loan on which interest is getting accrued. So how much interest can be capitalized? So total interest during the construction period. You take the total interest during the construction period minus amount of income from temporary investments. Total interest during construction period. Take the total interest. Say for example, the interest during the construction period is 1,50,000. And I didn't understand what is the amount of income from temporary investments. See, imagine you have taken a loan of 50 lakhs. Okay, you have taken a loan of 50 lakhs. Uh, Generally, if it is for a plant and machinery, assembling or that related to that asset, it is not compulsory that you should withdraw. Or if I'm constructing a building, entire 50 lakhs loan I'll not be withdrawing on a single day. So I'll be withdrawing it on a piecemeal basis. Maybe first month I have withdrawn 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs. Next month I have withdrawn another 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs. And over a period of maybe 6 months or 1 year, I'll be withdrawing or using that loan amount. Right? So in that meantime, due course, that amount is credited in my SB account, or that I know that the fund requirement 10 lakhs fund is required only after 6 months. So that 10 lakhs I can book as an FD on which I'll be receiving interest. Yes or no? I've taken loan of 50 lakhs on which there is 1,50,000 interest. This 50 lakhs is actually in my bank account. I'm not withdrawing that 50 lakhs on a single day. The withdrawal will be on a piecemeal basis. In that meantime, the bank will be crediting interest on that balance amount. So I'll be receiving a interest, say for example 20,000. So how much borrowing cost can be capitalized to the asset? 1,50,000 expense, net of income 1,30,000 is the interest that can be capitalized. Easy. Okay, so now we need to check whether it is a general borrowing. And what is general borrowing? What do you understand by general borrowing? So that borrowing is not connected to acquire an asset. It is non-specific loan. So if it is a non-specific loan, how do we calculate the borrowing cost to be capitalized? So general borrowing is basically divided into two. One loan for many purpose. You have one loan for many purpose or many loans. How many general loans you have? Is it one loan or many loans? If you say it is one loan, then from that one loan you have used money for qualifying asset. So that amount used amount used for qualifying asset into rate. Amount used for qualifying asset into rate is the amount that is to be capitalized. And if there are many loans, you need to calculate weighted average interest rate. Many loans means you need to calculate weighted average interest rate. So what is this weighted average interest rate and all? So what is this one loan, many loans concept? How to calculate the borrowing cost to be capitalized in case of specific borrowings? Let's take the question from study material illustration 1. We are going to try illustration 1. So please listen. PRM Limited obtained a loan from bank for 120 lakhs. Okay. On 30th April 2011, it was utilized as follows. Construction of shed 50 lakhs. So construction of shed is a qualifying asset. Purchase of machinery can be a qualifying asset if it has taken substantial period of time for its intended use. Working capital, never a qualifying asset, cannot be capitalized. Advance for purchase of truck. See, what I'll tell you is, question will always say a portion has been given as advance to acquire an asset. You should go for an assumption. Assume that the asset is not a qualifying asset. Assumed that the asset is a qualifying asset. So generally, it's better to assume it's not a qualifying asset. Construction shed was completed in March. We have taken the loan on 30th April. Construction of shed means a building only. It's better to assume it's a qualifying asset. The machinery was installed on the date of acquisition itself. If the machinery is installed on the date of acquisition itself, then how can it be a qualifying asset? No. Delivery of truck is not received. Total interest charged by the bank is 18 lakhs. Show the treatment of interest. So what is the treatment of interest? So we'll calculate 18 lakhs is the interest of 120 lakhs. Of which how much you used for the construction of a qualifying asset? 18 divided by 120 into 50. 7.5 can be capitalized. Then what about the rest? That is total interest is 18. 18 minus 7.5. If not capitalized, that will be charged to statement of P&L as an expense. Okay. So what is the answer? Qualifying asset as per AS16 is 50 lakhs. Borrowing cost to be capitalized is 7.5 lakhs. And interest to be debited to P&L is 10.5 lakhs. Okay, fine. Now, if it is specific borrowing, the amount that can be capitalized is actual borrowing cost incurred minus income on temporary investments of those borrowings. Yeah, we know that. Good. General borrowings, many loans, capitalization rate, that is weighted average borrowing rate is to be calculated. Okay. Now question number 2. Question number 2. Shall we read this? Question number 2. X Limited began construction of a new building on 1st January 2011. Okay. It obtained 1 lakh special loan to finance the construction of the building on 1st January at an interest rate of 10%. Okay. Company's other outstanding two non-specific loans were. So we started construction on 1st January. We obtained 1 lakh special loan to finance the construction of building. So 1 lakh is specific. Okay. At an interest rate of 10%. The company's other outstanding two non-specific loans were, the loans which we have taken not specifically for acquisition. Whenever you need fund for any purpose, you can use fund from this total 14 lakhs. So rates are given. So the expenditure made on the building project. So 13 lakhs loan is there plus 1 lakh. And the funds we have used for this qualifying asset is 2.5, 4.5, 9 lakh, 10 lakh 20,000. So out of this total 15 lakhs loan specific and 14, we use 10 lakh 20,000 for building, which means it is a qualifying asset. Building was completed by 31st December 2011. Following the principles prescribed in AS 16, calculate the amount of interest to be capitalized and pass one journal entry for capitalizing the cost and borrowing cost in respect of building. Okay. So, easy. Okay. So, what we'll do? So, I'm writing the answer here itself. First, we should write the intro. What intro? Whenever we get a question on A16, we need to write the intro. What is the intro? As per A16, borrowing cost to be capitalized depends on the type of borrowing. So borrowings are of two types: specific borrowing, general borrowing. If specific borrowing, total interest minus any temporary investment income received. If it is general borrowing, there is only one loan, amount used for qualifying multiplied by rate. Many loans, capitalization rate or weighted average borrowing rate is to be calculated. So that intro we have given. Now specific loan 1 lakh. Interest on that specific loan is 10%. And just check that loan is taken at the beginning. So 10,000. Nice. General borrowing. How many? Is it one or many? Many. Then weighted average rate is to be calculated. How? Yes. Find out, so weighted average borrowing rate or capitalization rate. Weighted average borrowing rate is equal to 5 lakhs into 11% plus 9 lakhs into 13%. This is the total interest divided by 14 lakhs. Assume that both the loans are loan dates are not given. So we'll calculate. So is it 12.285%? Yes. So borrowing cost to be capitalized is as under. Borrowing cost to be capitalized is as under. How to calculate borrowing cost to be capitalized? So again, so January, we divide the loan into 2. We divide the loan into 2. First 1 lakh out of specific, 10,000 anyway. Second 1 lakh into 12.285% into 12 by 12. Alright, into 12 by 12. Next to 2,50,000 into 12.285% into April. So Jan, Feb, March. It's not there. So from April. So 9 by 12. So 4,50,000 into 12.285% into July. So 6 by 12. 1,20,000 into 12.285% into 1 by 12. Assuming all these expenses are happening at the beginning of the year. So I'm calculating this. 1 lakh into 12.285%. 12,285 M plus. 2,50,000 into 12.285% into 9 by 12 M plus. 4,50,000 into 12.285% into 6 by 12 equals M plus. 1,20,000 into 12.285% divided by 12. So it is coming to 64,189. So 10,000 specific loan interest, 64,189 general loan interest. So total is 74,189 is the interest can be capitalized. Okay, so what is the entry for this? So single entry is asked. Actually, we can pass the entry building 10 lakh 20 plus 74,189. Total building is 10 lakh 94,189. To total cash 10 lakh 94,189. So building to cash 10 lakh 20, interest to cash 74,189, building to interest. Accordingly, we could have passed, but single journal entry is asked. Is it clear? Is it okay? See, we are doing borrowing cost. Sorry, we are doing borrowing cost. Meaning of borrowing cost, meaning of qualifying asset, what is substantial period of time, what are the types of loan. Loans are of two types, specific loan and general loan. If it is specific loan, interest to be capitalized is total interest minus interest income from short-term investments. If it is general loan, many loans weighted average cost. There is only a single loan. Out of that single loan, how much you used for the qualifying asset multiplied by the multiplied by what? Multiplied by the rate. Okay, fine. Now you have to study commencement, suspension, cessation, which is very important. What is this commencement of capitalization? See, before understanding what is the commencement of capitalization, understand, listen. Say for example, you have taken a loan of 5 lakhs. You have taken a loan of 5 lakhs. On which date? 1st April 2024. But say for example, 1st April 2024 you have taken the loan. But this 5 lakhs you have taken for construction of a building. Let's assume you are taking that 5 lakhs loan for the construction of a building. You have taken that loan for the construction of a building. Okay, then what happened? This building is started constructing this building only from 30th September 2024. There were some delays. There were some delays in procurement of materials, and the construction started only on 30th September 2024. When can you start capitalizing? What are the provisions in the standard? Can you capitalize from 1st April 2024, or can you start capitalization only from 30th September 2024? The standard is giving some provisions relating to it. Borrowing cost capitalization can be commenced. You can start capitalizing only if all, the emphasis on all, the three conditions are satisfied. What is this? All three conditions satisfied. Expenditure incurred on qualifying asset. You have taken a loan of 5 lakhs on 1st April 2024 to construct a building, but did you incur any expenditure on 1st April 2024? Did you incur any expenditure in the month of April, May, June, July, August? If yes, you can capitalize the borrowing cost incurred. You can commence capitalization, but otherwise, if your work is started only on 30th September and the expenditure also incurred only on 30th September, then it is not correct to capitalize from 1st April 2024. So borrowing cost capitalization can be commenced if all the three conditions are satisfied. First one is expenditure incurred on qualifying asset. Borrowing cost incurred. Borrowing cost, yes. In this case, 1st April, if you have taken loan, 1st April itself, there will be borrowing cost. Activities necessary for making the asset ready to use are in progress. If all the three conditions are satisfied, borrowing cost capitalization can be commenced. If the conditions are not satisfied, borrowing cost capitalization cannot be commenced. I didn't understand. Oh, you didn't understand? Okay. Now let's see. So what is this? Capitalization of borrowing cost? Commencement of capitalization. What are they saying? Expenditure for qualifying asset is incurred. Borrowing cost is incurred. Activities to prepare the qualifying asset is in progress. If all the three conditions are satisfied, you can capitalize, you can commence capitalization. So there is a question, that's what I'm, yeah. This is an MCQ TYK question number 5. X Limited is commencing new construction project which is to be financed by borrowing. Key dates are as follows. 15th May, loan interest relating to the project starts to be incurred. 15th May, loan interest starts accruing. 2nd June, technical site planning commences. 19th June, expenditure on the project started to be incurred. 18th June, construction work commences. Which date? All the dates are given in the option. What do you think? Which date is the... So I really want you to say 19th June 2011. Why? 19th June. Construction has not started in 19th June. That's fine. Technical site planning commences means that is also administrative work. Activities should be started. They are not telling construction should started is not mentioned. Activities should have started. So by 2nd June activities are on. 19th June you started incurring expenditure. 15th May, so 15th May, other two conditions are not there. 2nd June, expenditure part is not satisfied. 19th June, all the three conditions are satisfied. So you should start commence the capitalization on 19th June. Are you okay? Yes. Now, that's what commencement you should study. Borrowing cost capitalization can be commenced when all the three conditions are satisfied. So that is borrowing cost incurred, expenditure incurred on the qualifying asset, and activities to make the asset ready for its intended use is in progress. Okay. So if all the three conditions are satisfied, commencement can be capitalization can be commenced. Now, suspension of capitalization. What do you mean by suspension of capitalization? Work started. Work started in 1st April. Loan taken in 1st April. Expenditure incurred, everything. Condition satisfied on 1st April. And work was smooth till 30th August. After that, there was a labor strike. or after that there is a flood. So the work is totally held up for 2 months. So August, September, October work didn't happen. Then November work restarted for next 31st March. So how many months interest can be capitalized? So 2 months work was not there. Construction didn't happen or activities didn't happen. So how many months you can capitalize this borrowing cost? So what is the provision? Borrowing cost during the extended periods when the active work is interrupted due to avoidable reasons should be suspended. Work started during the extended period when the active work is interrupted due to avoidable reasons. The reason could have been avoided by the entity, but still it is not avoided. Work didn't happen, work is interrupted. Then borrowing cost capitalization should be suspended, which means that 2 months interest should be charged to P&L. If it cannot be capitalized, it should be charged to statement of P&L. Did you get that? Okay. If the delay, I told you two reasons. One was labor strike. The other one is flood. So, labor strike could have been avoided. But can you avoid flood? Can you avoid if there was an earthquake? Can you avoid it? Natural calamities. So, if the delay is out of unavoidable reasons, 2 months work didn't happen. Why? Because of natural calamities. Oh. No, the delay is needed for making the asset ready for its intended use. Why there was a delay? So they are telling we are constructing a 40 floor building. So after the basement, 2 months work, actually it was purposeful because that delay is needed to get that base strong. Delay is needed because that basement should gain strength. Therefore, we have not done the work for 2 months. So, delay is needed for making the asset ready for its intended use. Then, capitalization should not be suspended. You should continue capitalization. Okay. So, did you get this point? Suspension of capitalization. Suspension. Okay. Then cessation. What is cessation? Cessation. Stopping capitalization. When can you stop capitalization? What is given by the standard? When can you stop capitalization? Borrowing cost capitalization should be ceased when substantially all the work is completed. All the substantial work is completed and the asset is ready for use. Then capitalization should be um, ceased. Capitalization should be ceased and interest should be charged to statement of P&L from the date of cessation of borrowing cost capitalization. Okay. Substantially all the work is completed. Substantially all the work is completed and asset is ready for use. Then here you have another part that you need to study. When the asset is completed in part by part basis, phase by phase basis, or part by part basis, and the completed part is capable of being used. The completed part, if for example you are constructing a flat. For the construction of a flat, you have taken a loan. First floor is completed, second floor is completed, third floor is completed, but fourth floor is not completed. You already sold first floor, second floor, or third floor, or you are already using first floor, second floor, third floor, then the borrowing cost of the loan related to this particular floors should not be capitalized. Only what is related to this fourth floor can be capitalized. Okay. Understood. Okay, fine. So, is there a question related to this part? Yes, actually, there is a question in the test your knowledge related to this cessation. Test your knowledge question number 11. So, please listen. Harish Construction Company is constructing a huge building project consisting of 4 phases. It is expected that the full building will be constructed over several years, but phase 1 and phase 2 of the building will be started as soon as they are completed. Oh, phase 1 and phase 2 of the building will be started means that will be started using that building as soon as it is completed. Following is the detail of work done on different phases of the building during the current year. Phase 1. Total cost incurred is 34. Phase 2, Phase 3, Phase 4. These are the total expenditures. Total expenditure they have given 221. Yeah, correct. Loan taken 200. During mid of the current year, phase 1 and phase 2 have become operational. Find out the total amount that can be capitalized during the year. Okay, easy, easy, easy. Okay, what is the total amount to be capitalized? So you need to find out loan allocable to phase 1 and phase 2. How do you calculate loan allocable to phase 1 and phase 2? How do you calculate? 221 is the total expenditure and 200 is the total loan you have taken. So phase 1 and phase 2, what is the total cost of phase 1 and phase 2? 98 divided by 221 is phase 1 and phase 2. So in that proportion, we'll allocate this total loan. Yes or no? 88.687 or 88.68 lakhs is the loan allocable to phase 1 and phase 2. So what is the interest? Interest is 15%. So 88.68 into 15% is the interest. But during mid of the current year, it has become operational. So can I capitalize the full 15% interest for 12 months? No. So 88.68 lakhs into 6.651. So what is the amount of interest that can be capitalized? Did I make a mistake? Three. No, 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 no. They have directly. No, no, no. There is no mistake. So, I was. See, total interest is 30 lakhs. 30 lakhs they divided. Correct only. So, first we divided 200. Phase 1 and phase 2. 200 into 98 divided by 221. 88.68 lakhs. 88.68 lakhs into 15%. Do 6. Oh, it's a mistake, right? 13 lakh 30 11. It should be 13 lakh 30,000 something. One is missed out. So that's not our mistake. One they have missed out. So 200 divided by 221 into 98 lakhs into 15% into 6 by 12. Is it coming to, so first they have not done 6 by 12. Are you getting 13 lakh 30,317? So one they have missed out. So balance 30 lakhs minus 13 lakh 30,317. Balance related to phase 2, phase 3 and phase 4, of which phase 1 and phase 2 only half can be capitalized. So we directly arrived this figure. How directly arrived? 200 out of 221 into 98 into 15% is the interest. Into 6 by 12 only can be capitalized. Yes or no? Are you clear? Yes. Now there are two small areas to discuss. Of that, very important is treatment of exchange difference. Treatment of exchange difference. What is the treatment of this exchange difference? So now please understand. Borrowing cost to be capitalized. In this, borrowing cost includes, borrowing cost to be capitalized, in that borrowing cost includes what all items? Borrowing cost that can be capitalized includes, if I take from the material I am not writing, borrowing cost to be capitalized includes interest and commitment charges on borrowing. Yes, borrowing cost to be capitalized includes interest and commitment charges, which means interest and other bank charges. If there is a loan, there can be other loan processing charges or some other expenses related to borrowings that can be capitalized. Correct. Then amortization of discount or premium on borrowings. What is this? Amortization of discount. Cost. Amortization of discount. If there is discount on issue of debentures or bonds. Debentures and bonds are borrowings, right? So discount on issue is an expense for you. Yeah, true, true, true. So if discount on issue, if you're spreading over 5 years, construction period is 2 years, that 2 years discount can be capitalized. That is what amortization of discount. Or premium. Amortization of premium on borrowings. Premium as a cost means premium on redemption. Yeah, true. Interest and bank charges. Yes, that's a finance cost. Discount on issue is also a finance cost. Premium on redemption is also a finance cost. Then amortization of ancillary cost in connection with the arrangement of borrowings. What is this? Amortization of ancillary cost relating to borrowings. So if I am taking a loan. So to take the loan, I need a project report. So I approached an auditor. So auditor charged me 50,000. So why I had to pay this 50,000? For the project report. Why I need the project report? To take the loan. So it's an ancillary cost in connection with the arrangement of this loan. Finance cost. Okay. Then finance charges of assets acquired on finance lease. So finance lease interest expense varum. So finance charges for assets acquired on finance lease is a part of borrowing cost which can be capitalized. Exchange differences. So these four are interest costs only. What is this exchange difference? Yes, we are coming to that. So borrowing cost includes interest and commitment charges. Borrowing cost includes amortization of discount or premium. Includes amortization of ancillary costs in connection with the arrangement of borrowings. Finance charge in case of finance lease. Interest cost in case of finance lease. Yes, you can capitalize exchange differences. So I have no idea about exchange difference. What is this? Okay. Now listen. You have taken a foreign currency loan. You have taken what? You have taken a foreign currency loan. Why did you take that foreign currency loan? To acquire a qualifying asset. Why did you take a foreign currency loan? To purchase a qualifying asset. So interest on this loan can be capitalized? Yes. Now we are asking, why did you take a foreign currency loan? Because in India we have banks. Why did you take foreign currency loan? Because in specifically in developed countries, the interest rates will be less. That is why we have taken loan from foreign countries. Okay, fine. So is the exchange difference also can be capitalized? Okay, let me study this point. In case of foreign currency loan, why did you take foreign currency loan? To acquire a qualifying asset. Can be capitalized. Exchange difference can be capitalized provided you need to do this 5 steps. What are those 5 steps? Calculate borrowing cost payable in foreign currency, which means calculate actual interest expense. How much, what is the amount of loan? 10 lakh dollars into what is the rate, into what is rate means interest rate, and what is the exchange rate while paying that interest. That is the borrowing cost which you actually incur. So calculate the actual borrowing cost incurred. Calculate borrowing cost if such loan was taken in India. Calculate borrowing cost if such loan was taken in India. Okay. So naturally interest rate will be more interest you need to pay. So identify how much you have saved out of this interest differences. Identify increase in liability out of the exchange difference. Fourth step. So borrowing cost to be capitalized is actual borrowing cost incurred plus 3 or 4, whichever is less. Oh, no idea. I didn't understand. What is this? Okay. Don't worry. Let's take a question and find out. Example. Okay. XYZ Limited has taken a loan of 10,000 US dollars. Okay, I'm processing. XYZ has taken a loan of 10,000 US dollars on 1st April 2011 for a specific project at an interest rate of 5% per annum. On 1st April 2011, the exchange rate between the currencies is 45 per dollar. The exchange rate at the end of the year is 48 per dollar. Corresponding amount could have been borrowed by XYZ in local currency at an interest rate of 11%. Enough information is enough. We can find out how much is the borrowing cost that can be capitalized. So step 1. What is step 1? Calculate your actual borrowing cost. I'm taking my calculator. 10,000 into what is the interest rate? 5% into at what when you are paying interest at the beginning of the year or end of the year? If no specific dates are given, then borrowing cost will be incurred at the end of the year. So into 48. So 24,000 is your actual borrowing cost incurred in this foreign currency loan. Yes or no? Yes. This is the interest you are actually incurring, 24,000. Yes. What is the interest that you would have incurred if the loan is taken in India? If the loan is taken in India, how much interest you would have incurred? If the loan is taken in India, I would have borrowed 10,000 into 45. 4,50,000 is the fund required, right? That is why I have taken divide by 45, $10,000. So $10,000 into 45 is the fund required. Into what is the interest rate in India? 11%. Oh my God. 49,500. So are you saving any interest? Definitely we are saving. Oh, a brave decision you have taken. So there is a savings of 25,500. Now, this would have been a brave decision if the exchange rate has not changed. But here, 10,000 into 45 you have received. But finally, now the liability is 10,000 into 48 to repay. When I took loan, my benefit is only 4,50,000. But when I repay, I have to repay 4,80,000. Yes or no? So how much is the increase in liability? 30,000. Okay, okay. There is an increase in liability of 30,000. So you are very brave. You have taken loan from foreign country to get the interest benefit, but eventually you are paying more, or your loss 24,000 is your actual interest plus 30 you are incurring. If that loan was taken in India, the total interest would have been 49,500. So now we are asking AS16. AS16. Our total borrowing cost is 54,000 because 24 and 30. So will you please allow capitalization benefit for 54,000? Rather than taking that exchange loss to P&L, can we capitalize? Are you understanding the situation? So you're all saying yes. Okay, fine. Then how much interest can be capitalized? So what is given by the standard? Now read these points again. Compute borrowing cost incurred. Yes. That is 24,000. Compute borrowing cost if the loan was taken in India. 49,500. What is the amount of savings? 25,500. How much is the increase in liability? 30,000. How much borrowing cost capitalization will you allow? We are asking A16, please allow 54,000 borrowing cost capitalization. The standard says we can give, I'll make a decision. I'll take a decision and say step 1 anyway can be capitalized. Then step 3 or 4, whichever is less. That is 24,000 plus 25,500. That is maximum borrowing cost capitalization we can give is that amount of interest that which you would have incurred if the loan was taken in India. If you have taken the loan from India, how much interest you would have incurred? Only that much borrowing cost can be capitalized. Did you understand? Now I'm just taking some scenario. What if the exchange rate is only 20,000? Exchange loss is only 20,000. Then your actual expense is only 24 and 20. 24,000 plus 20,000 is your actual expense. So whichever is lower, you will get the benefit of 44,000. Yes or no? If the exchange loss was only 20,000, your capitalization benefit 20, 24,000 and 20,000, whichever is lower. This 25,520, whichever is lower, 20. What if it was an exchange gain? Exchange gain would have been transferred to P&L as income. Question is, can you capitalize exchange loss? Exchange loss, yes, but remember doing this 5 steps. Are you clear and can we move on? Yes. So that's it. Is the standard finished? Yes. So let me quickly take the remaining questions pending, if any: suspension, cessation, capitalization. Yes, question number 3, 4. Question number 3. Question number 3. Company has obtained institutional term loan of 580 lakhs for modernization and renovation of its plant and machinery. We have taken a loan of 580 lakhs. Plant and machinery acquired under the scheme and installation completed on 31st March amounted to 406 lakhs. So we have taken a loan for modernization and renovation. So it's a specific loan and 406 lakhs we have incurred for completing the installation. 58 lakhs has been advanced to supplier for additional assets and balance loan of 116 lakhs has been utilized for working capital purpose. Okay. So you obtained a term loan for modernization and renovation of plant and machinery, but specifically towards plant and machinery, we have incurred only 406 lakhs. 58 lakhs has been advanced to suppliers for additional assets. Is additional assets qualifying asset? You can take an assumption, but generally, I think in the study material they have assumed qualifying, but better for advances not qualifying asset. I think they have done alternative answer also. But 116 lakhs, you can never be capitalized. The accountant is on a dilemma as to how to account for the total interest of 52.2 lakhs. Why accountant is in such a situation? We are there to help him. So what is the accounting? Very easy. 52.2 is on 580 into 406 is the amount anyway capitalized. Can anyway be capitalized? Yes or no? What about other two? Take assumption. So here this can be capitalized. Advance, they qualifying asset, and capitalized and working capital not a qualifying asset. But they have given an assumption. Substantial period is there. Okay. It is assumed in the above solution that modernization and renovation will take substantial period of time. And regarding purchase of additional assets, the nature of additional assets have also been considered as qualifying asset. So they have just taken the assumption. That assumption you have to write in the exam hall, I mean in the exam paper, because when it is not clear, it is better to go for an assumption and conclude. Okay, so please assume as a qualifying asset or not as a qualifying asset, both are okay. Did you understand? You assume as qualifying asset or you assume not as qualifying asset, it is fine. Okay. Then question number 4. Take Limited has borrowed 30 lakhs from State Bank of India during the financial year 11-12. The borrowings are used to invest in shares of Give Limited. So Take Limited borrowed 30 lakhs. The borrowings are used to invest in shares of Give, a subsidiary company of Take, which is implementing a new project estimated to cost 50 lakhs. As on 31st March, since the said project was not complete, the directors of Take Limited resolved to capitalize the interest accruing on borrowings amounting to 4 lakhs and added to cost of investments. Comment. So you have borrowed 30 lakhs to invest in shares. So as per AS 13, cost of investment includes purchase price plus brokerage or fees incurred, etc. But can you capitalize a borrowing cost? That is not mentioned. And investments in shares you borrowed, you can investments in shares are accounted as per 13, where borrowing cost capitalization is not permitted. And is equity shares a qualifying asset which takes substantial period for its intended use? No. No, 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 no. So it cannot be capitalized. That's it. So I am investing in subsidiary. Subsidiary is using the funds for capital projects. That is not my concern. I am not using. We are not investing in capital asset. Hence, equity shares are not capital qualifying assets. It cannot be capitalized. Did you understand? So interest should be charged to statement of P&L for the year ended 31st March 2012. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 theory questions not taking. Theory questions not taking means theory questions will not be asked. അങ്ങനെ ഒരു ഇതില്ല. So we have done Harish Construction Company. This question number 10 is already asked for exam. This is a exam question. What is this question number 10? Rainbow Limited borrowed 150 crores for construction of a boiler plant at 11% per annum. Plant is expected to be completed in 4 years. Since weighted average cost of capital is 13%, the accountant of Rainbow Limited capitalized 19.5 crores for the accounting period. Due to surplus fund out of 150 crores, income of 3.5 crores were earned and credited to P&L. Comment on the above treatment. So we have borrowed how much funds? 150 crores at 11%. So the loan is taken for construction of this boiler plant. Okay, so is it a specific loan? Yes. The plant is expected to be completed in 4 years. Do I need weighted average cost? That is the first point. When do we use weighted average cost? Weighted average cost is used in case of non-specific borrowings, and there are many loans. So I don't want this weighted average cost. So 150 into 13% they have capitalized. Now they are telling capitalized means interest identified. Due to surplus funds, income 3.5 crores were earned. So what you should do, if you get a question like this, what you will write? First you will start with as per AS 16. Okay, as per AS 16, the amount of borrowing cost to be capitalized depends on the type of borrowing. Borrowings are of two types: specific borrowing, general borrowing. In case of specific borrowing, borrowing cost to be capitalized is equal to total interest incurred minus interest income or short-term investment incomes. In case of general borrowing, if there is only one loan, amount used for qualifying asset into rate, many loans weighted average rate is to be used. First intro. Next, the given loan is a specific loan as the loan is taken for construction of boiler plant. Hence, use of weighted average cost is not correct. Total interest 150 into 11%, that is 16.5. minus 3.5. Borrowing cost that can be capitalized is 13 crores. Therefore, the accounting treatment done by the accountant is not correct. Is it clear? Always give an intro, discussion, conclusion. The answer pattern should be introduction, discussion, conclusion. Are you okay? Yes. 13. Okay. Then 9. On 1st April 2011, Amazing Construction Limited obtained a loan of 32 crores to be utilized as below. So 32 crores loan you have taken, construction of sea link across two cities. Constructing a sea link, it will take substantial period of time. It can be borrowing. This is a qualifying asset. Work was held up totally for a month during the year due to high water levels. Oh, what? Oh, work didn't happen for a month because of high water levels. What you will do? Can you suspend capitalization? So you guys are saying no because because it's an exactly it's an unavoidable reason. Purchase of equipments and machineries. If it is a qualifying asset, it can be capitalized. Working capital, no. Purchase of vehicles, if it is a qualifying asset, it can be capitalized, but no information. Advance for tools, cranes, assume not a qualifying asset. Purchase of technical know-how, no idea, assume, assume. Is it correct? Always assume, assume. Correct. 80 lakhs is the total interest. Show the treatment of interest by Amazing Construction. Trust me, guys, go for assumption. So, only first one is construction of ceiling, full interest is capitalized, the rest everything is charged to P&L. So, here they have work held up for a month, therefore, it's a no, cannot be suspended. And the other cases, for exam, you should write assumption. Assume that equipment and machineries are not qualifying asset. Alternate assumption can be taken. Vehicles, tools, and cranes are not qualifying asset. Such a note you should give. So is it okay? Are you clear? So what is the standard talks about? The standard talks about when can you capitalize borrowing cost, how much amount can be capitalized as borrowing cost, and when you should stop capitalizing, can exchange difference be considered as a part of borrowing cost, and what are the components of this borrowing cost? That's it. So what is a qualifying asset? Only the borrowing cost incurred on qualifying asset can be capitalized, etc. etc. I think now if you can go through that additional questions, it will be all right. Is it okay? Okay. Yes. So that's it. Um, so our next plan is next we'll do 17 and 18. 17 and 18 um we'll definitely do in the afternoon. 17 and 18. Okay. Okay. So take care. Bye. എല്ലാം നന്നായിട്ട് പഠിക്കുക. Okay. Bye. Thank you. Bye.